Hi, this is Tamara from mooglyblog.com, and in this edition of Yarn Love, we're taking a closer look at Yarnspiration's Bernat Maker Home Deck. This is a really beautiful and unique yarn that comes in 16 different colorways, 8 solids and 8 variegated. So let's take a closer look at this yarn together. So here's a look at the end of the skein of Bernat Maker Home Deck. You can see by the way that the layers are sort of overlapping as they're wound that this one isn't meant to be a center pull ball. And I've personally tried it both ways, and I definitely recommend pulling from the outside with this one. You can see it has a tremendous amount of squish. And if you look very closely, you can see here, it is not your usual plied yarn. It is essentially a knit tube that is made of cotton, and then it is filled with nylon filling on the inside. So let's take a look at a little cut piece here. Okay, here you can see that teeny tiny little knit stitches that make up that tube. And if I hold up just the end here, hopefully you can kind of see there's just that little bit of, basically it looks like white fiber filler, white stuffing on the inside of that tube. So when you crochet with it, each individual strand is delightfully squishy and has great stretch. So now let's take a look at the label. As we turn it over here, you can see there is a dye lot for this yarn, so you'll want to make sure to get enough for your project. As we continue turning it over, you can see it is a bulky weight yarn. The recommended needle size is 8 millimeters and the recommended hook size is 8 millimeters. It is machine washable and dryable, although you'll want to use the delicate cycle. This makes this yarn really great for projects all over the home. I mentioned that the outer is cotton, so officially it's 72% cotton and 28% nylon, but the cotton is the part that will touch your skin as you're crocheting with this yarn, and it really does feel quite lovely. Each skein is a generous 8.8 ounces or 250 grams, which is about 317 yards or 290 meters. And if we go ahead and open up this particular label, let's see, does it have there's the overlap point. So we try not to rip the information on the inside here. There we go. We turn around, you can see the pattern here shown on the outside, turn around, for this beautiful blanket is in fact included on the label in both English and in French. And the recommended hook size of 8 millimeter is what they use in this pattern. So you can see here with that recommended hook size, you really do get beautiful drape as well. Now here's a small swatch that I've worked up using the recommended needle size of 8 millimeters. I did a few rows of garter and then a few rows of stockinette, although I forgot halfway through because what I was watching was really interesting. Now you can see here that beautiful stitch definition I was talking about. You really can see every stitch you're making. And this fabric that it makes is so beautifully squishy and stretchy, and it really is just a joy to knit with. I didn't find any splitting. I don't think you could split this yarn unless you had something really sharp pair of needles or something. And it has been very consistent for me. I have not found a single knot in any of the skeins I've used. So as you can see, it really does slide really beautifully right along these needles. There's no struggle at all. And with that bit of stretch inside the yarn, you really don't have to tug or pull or worry too much. It just works up really nicely for both knitting and crochet. So let's take a look at the crochet. And here's the crochet swatch that I've worked up today. Most of what I've done with this yarn, of course, personally is crochet, but again, you can see it really does have amazing stitch definition, and this is with the recommended hook size. I even made a row of bobbles here so you can see just how well those stick out and how really just great this yarn is for texture and all sorts of effects. Now, again, it works up beautifully. Like I said, you can just take your stitches really easily. The hook just slides right through, and I've tried hooks of several different materials with this yarn, and they've all worked really well. Frogging is, of course, a breeze. You just pull it on out, and I found that really it's kind of hard almost to tangle this yarn unless you get a really big pile of stuff you frogged. Then it might want to tangle up a little bit, but otherwise, if you're careful with it, it really is just wonderful to work with. And as you can see, it really makes every project beautiful. So this lovely soft yarn with all this squish really is great for beginner crocheters and knitters because you can see right in the skein how easy it's going to be to see each and every stitch and every loop you want to work into. It's wonderfully consistent and it shouldn't fuzz with use because it has this great knit cotton outer layer. Here you can see the soft sunshine chair pad, which I designed using Bernat Maker Home Deck. I did hold the yarn tripled in this one, so it is extra squishy even though it's just one layer. This is a great project to use in any chair around the home that needs a little extra cushion, or to fold up and pop in your tote bag next time you go to a stadium or concert. Bernat Maker Home Deck is obviously a great yarn for home decor projects. It gives you that t-shirt sort of look without all that bulkiness. And it's perfect for macrame look projects or anything where you want a lot of gorgeous stitch definition. So I hope you'll give it a try. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.